Welcome to the Cavalier Sports Report. I'm your host, Chris Wright. With us in the studio today is men's baseball coach here at Johnson County Community College, Kent Shelley. Coach?
Good afternoon, Chris.
Hey, good afternoon to you too.
It's great to be with you again.
You said you were coaching already today. Where are you coaching in this kind of weather?
Well, no, we've concluded our fall season just last week. So we've been in the midst of recruiting for the past couple months, but you commented on the tan, and that's probably more windburn than tan. But we did just wrap up a very successful fall season, and looking forward to getting in the weight room and getting bigger, stronger, faster, and quicker.
You are the winningest coach in Johnson County Community College history. 25 seasons here at the school. Give me a little, can you give me a short perspective on that? How's that make you feel?
Scary and old. It's been a great ride. I could not have asked to have a coaching career at any other institution in America. I've been blessed with the greatest assistant coaches year in and year out. And most importantly, I've just been blessed with great student athletes, men of character, men that have a passion to excel at the highest level, academically as well as athletically. So it's anybody sitting in my chair can look pretty good when you surround yourself with the great people I've been blessed to work with through the years.
Well put, Coach. Last year, on last year's team, you had 13 sophomores. All 13 of them, now this is something that really impresses me. All 13 sophomores went on, signed a national letter of intent to continue going to college and playing baseball. That says something to me, like you are really tapped into getting them to enjoy the game and keep enjoying the game and not get burned out. How do you do that?
Well, I tell you what, Chris, the last 8-10 years, that's become more of a challenge than when I first started my career here. I think a lot of that has to do with opportunity of these young men today. I think these travel teams and select teams that have really become a popular means for these young men to gain exposure, not only locally but throughout the country. It's been high, intense, very demanding of these young men at an early age. And I have found that by the time they get to the college, a lot of these kids are experiencing some type of burnout. So that has become more of a challenge. But
well, if they're pushed too hard, yeah.
Absolutely. But we work hard in the backgrounding of these young men. We try to find the right fit for our philosophy and what we're trying to do here, and we're extremely proud. In fact, the last 4 years, we've had 100% placement of our sophomores, and as you mentioned, 13 of our sophomores we did help place last year. 5 of those signed NCAA Division I letter of intents, 5 signed NCAA Division II, and 3 signed NAIA. So we're very, very proud of what our young men are doing. They're going on to great, great programs, and they're impacting these programs. They're great ambassadors, and they're just really doing a great job in the classroom and on the baseball field.
And a couple of them went signed pro. I know Jeff and Vince both signed pro, which has got to be the epitome of a career, is to have those players go on and love it so much and be so good at it and have the basics down that you've taught them, that they can go on to a pro career. That's terrific.
We're very proud of Jeff and Vince as well. Jeff went 3rd round, was 110th overall pick by the Chicago White Sox, becoming our highest draft pick in school's history. He did sign the contract and just completed instructional ball with them. Jeff has a distinct pleasure of being the first player, probably in Johnson County's history, but certainly during my tenure, to show 3 digits on a radar gun. Jeff, on a number of times, was clocked at 100 miles an hour. Vince Spilker is another gentleman we're very proud of. He went 20th round with the Los Angeles Dodgers. They were not able to come to contract terms, so he's at University of Central Missouri, and we expect him to do great things there. But
that's great. That is
so we're
really
we're
good.
really proud, and that's one of the big advantages of a community college is a kid's opportunity to sign out of here or be drafted and signed after their freshman or sophomore year by professional baseball.
Something that impressed me is 14 of the 16 new recruits coming on campus for this season are all from the area, not very far away, within an hour. And I think that's great. Bring in more fans, more family comes to watch them. And I like the idea because you're thinking about a new stadium, some ideas about a new stadium for the team. Tell us about that.
Well, we've had some great visits with administration. We're looking at some plans. We've met with some people. We're right now just kind of in the stage of gathering up some cost analysis. But I've had a dream and a vision for a state-of-the-art facility, something that we can certainly use for the development of our student athletes. We refer to it as our classroom. That baseball field is my classroom, and that's where I educate our student athletes. So we're looking at some very, very exciting plans. Dr. Callaway is extremely excited with what I've proposed, and we've had some great talks, and we're going to continue to look at some things. Some of the areas that we're looking at is turf infield and outfield. We're looking at the possibility of lighting the facility. We're looking at
night games.
Looking at some night games. Lights would provide us a couple of opportunities. One, to start games later in the day, therefore being able to keep our student athletes in the classes during the day and start them late enough to where they're not missing any classes. And then secondly, they would provide us an opportunity to host some regional and national events, some youth tournaments where lights will be required. We're also looking at a stadium, an enclosed press box for our stat PA system. We're looking at a place for scouts and coaches to come in and to be able to take a look at our kids. And then the last thing we're extremely excited about that we're also talking about and looking at, and that's a state-of-the-art clubhouse, locker room, coaches' offices where we're pretty much self-contained. One of the things that I believe has been neglected is recognition of our high school baseball players. We have the Kansas Shrine Bowl to recognize our football players in high school, but we really don't do anything on a big scale to recognize and pay tribute to our high school baseball players. This type of facility not only will allow us to take our coaching and development of our student athletes to the next level, it'll put us on par with the top programs in the country in terms of recruitment. These high school facilities locally throughout the state of Kansas are tremendously advancing. Many of them are going to turf. So for us to be able to attract and retain our local student athletes, we need to upgrade our facilities, and that's one of the things we're looking at doing. And then the last thing this facility is going to do is allow us to give back to the community, hosting the All-Star game for the local high schools in the metropolitan area. A collaborative effort with possibly Ban Johnson, the Summer Collegiate League, partnering with the RBI program, bringing some of the inner city kids out here and be able to allow them to play in a beautiful facility. So we're all very excited about it, and we hope to see this realized.
Well, boy, I'm excited too, Coach. In fact, I want to give you $1, contribute to this cause. Here you go.
Our first dollar towards the dream.
There you go.
There you go.
Sounds exciting. I'd like to see a picture of it sometime. See an architect.
We have plans of it. I'd love to show it to you.
Sounds great. I'll need a receipt for that, Coach.
You got it.
This has been the Cavalier Sports Report. I'm your host, Chris Wright. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for coming, Coach.
Thank you, brother.
I really do. No, I'm serious. That's a contribution.